It actually worked. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get this thing to work here. I'm having an issue getting signed on here. It does look like it's working now, though. Pull up a live screen and see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I had a hell of a time getting into the. Uh, I had a hard time just getting it to start up. I don't know why. I've been messing around a lot with Streamlabs in the background and stuff, and I think I'm sure I screwed something up. It gave me some different screen that I'm not used to, and then after that failed twice to start and launch the broadcast, then all of a sudden it gives me the old screen, and I filled it out and hit enter, and it goes. So there you go. All right, so what we got tonight, yes, there is protesting in Chicago. It's small. And there is protesting in Portland. It also only involves a few hundred people. We're not seeing any big protesting tonight. There's somebody out in some orange costume. I can only imagine what that is. Everything I put up, I do believe is live. There's a lot of purported live streams out there, and they're all crap. Um, as you guys know, this is a real problem here on YouTube with these clone channels. All they do is just continually put out the same crap. They'll take about 2 hours worth of really good video, and what it'll do is they'll take that 2 hours of video and they'll broadcast it as it's live, but it's not live. No, I don't think it's anything like that. I've integrated Streamlabs into OBS because I wanted to be able to have um, the alerts, and that's something that's important to me is the alerts. And the only way to do them is to integrate Streamlab. There's several ways, but just to give you an idea, this is what happens when someone subscribes now. They get welcomed aboard the crew as a crew member, and a nice graphic there of the bridge. And I thought that's kind of cool. I also leave it up a few seconds longer than some others, but that now is going to be on my streams going forward. Guys, I got zero sleep last night. After I got off the air at 1 o'clock in the morning, I had all kinds of stuff going on here in the neighborhood, and I had cops up and down the street and all kinds of stuff. And anyway, long story short, I don't think I slept 2 hours last night, and I was falling asleep at the console on the air at work. So I'm planning on doing maybe an hour or so tonight, hour and a half, and I'm done. Yeah, I'm having a problem sleeping. Now the good news tonight is I can get off the air here a little early because there's not a lot going on. Last night I hung out for an extra hour and a half, 2 hours, because we kept seeing a resurgence, and then that would go away. But I don't know. So hopefully tonight I can get to bed at a decent time, and then tomorrow I don't have to get up near as early tomorrow as I did today. But I did get everything done today I had to get done. Now that video's bad. I'm looking for videos, guys. There's so many spoof videos out there. So many spoof videos. And I have to scroll down and I have to look for which ones I think are the spoof videos and which ones are real. Like Mint. Mint is always just a replay of yesterday. CNN-News 18, always a replay of yesterday. Times Now World, replay of yesterday. But this BDF Blaze, he's a real guy that actually gets real video. Ment, told you about that. Times Now, the Daily Guardian, Ment again, Times of India, and then of course there's a good one. There's Portland Andy. Times Now, Hook Global, Hook, and of course Live Now from Fox is live. That's good. Times of India, CNN News 18, Vertex, there's even one in here called Osama bin Laden Media that's just replaying stuff. They got multiple channels up, just replaying the same thing I'm playing up here. Every one of these, Human Dilemma. Yes, Human Dilemma is another one that is just, it's constantly just playing shit. I'm going down through. There's a bunch of others here that are they're a little bit different, but they're still like spammers. But anyway, yeah, there's so many of these in here tonight, and I go down, and I have to go down each page of videos and see if I can see any that are not one of these 20 different ones that I'm always looking for. Yeah, the mayor or the governor does not have the ability or the power to tell the federal government where they can and can't do their law enforcement. Well, the ones that are up there, I'm pretty sure are live. The one in the middle up there is Portland Andy. He's pretty good about vetting his videos out. And the other one up there, upper left, that's supposed to be Portland on one side, Chicago on the other. And those are supposed to be live. There's a host in that show too. So I'm trying to find ones that I'm relatively sure are live. But then I'm not sure. There's no way to be completely sure. And as this has stretched on for a little bit of time, now there's plenty of video for them to choose from, and it's harder and harder for me to see what's real and what isn't. A lot of these Mint and Crux, a lot of these are showing that 2 days ago when they were doing the scrimmage lines in the late afternoon. That's what I'm saying. It's complete bullshit. And this one here, this is Times Now. This is last night. That was yesterday. I recognize it. Last night. The Economic Times, that's another one. The Economic Times. It's just garbage. They just replay shit constantly. And they say it's live. They describe it as live. It's going out as live, but it's not live. It's very disingenuous. That's last night. All right, well, anyway, we're going to go through and do our regular news stuff tonight. I don't expect as big in numbers tonight as things have kind of calmed down a little bit. Hello, Steve. Hello, Junior. Dominic. Sorgel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, I'm not sure who's live streaming. The only ones I can confirm are the three across the top. I'm relatively sure that the three up top there is actually live, and you can see there's nobody there. There's like one group. There's one group of about 30 people, and that's it. In a country of look how many people we have in this country, and an idiot on top of the ambulance. I mean, it's like what are we doing? What are we doing? This idiot right here. What's he doing? Um, hey Sean, over in Ireland. Um, I may check that out, but I will tell you the thing with Amazon Prime Day is the stuff I buy is more of the obscure stuff, amateur radios and antennas and cabling and parts, and I that stuff's not the stuff that usually gets the big deals. But you never know. I'll be looking around. Okay, let's see what's going on out there. All right, let me try something here. All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna do a news roundup here in just a minute. Yeah, I have some. I'm one quarter Scottish. The rest is all Heinz 57, as my dad used to call it. Well, apparently, some judge has issued Judge Karen Emergut, I'm sure a hard left leaning judge, issued a temporary restraining order early Sunday, effective into Monday, halting the federalization of 200 Oregon National Guard troops, citing insufficient evidence of widespread violence. Huh? They have mass shootings like daily in this town. They're killing three, four, five people a night in this city. But she has no evidence of any kind of widespread violence. Remember, when you're on the left, as long as you say it enough, it's got to be true. Protests today remain confined to the ICE headquarters building in South Portland, with crowds of a few hundred gathering peacefully before federal agents deployed tear gas and pepper balls. Oh boy. Um, they have said the protests have been mostly peaceful. Um, just hours after a judge's order, federal officers advanced on protesters outside the ICE building, firing tear gas, flashbangs, and smoke grenades without reported provocation from the crowd. At least 7 arrests were made by federal officers for trespassing and resisting dispersal, while PPB officers observed but did not intervene, citing jurisdictional limits. Demonstrators chanted "Abolish ICE" and blocked streets briefly, but no injuries or to officers or any major property damage was reported by midday. Oh my God. Portland pastry and pajamas protests. They sit around and think this stuff up while the rest of us are out working trying to make money for food. In the morning, it was a morning defiance of federal escalation. Around 20 or 30 participants. In a nation this size, they got 20 or 30 people to show up. 20 or 30 participants in pajamas gathered with coffee and signs outside the ICE facility at dawn. And they claimed that it was a lighthearted, another rally, but a lighthearted one, whatever. This is just dumb. The event transitioned into a larger march by noon, emphasizing nonviolent resistance. The crowd included ages 6 to 86. Local residents expressed frustration over road blockages, but noted the protests' theatrical tone, including a chicken suit demonstrator symbolizing federal overreach. Trump is now considering enacting the Insurrection Act to deploy federal forces directly by bypassing the restraining order of the local objections. The president has such an array of powers that it's just a matter of finding the right one. I can't believe we got to beat these people down to get them to accept help so that they can do something about their dump of a city. Yeah, that was from yesterday. I know that was from late yesterday. That's why I said the two above my head are I don't believe are live. Actually, the one with the power pole might be live. I think that one's just sitting there. Let me see. I think that one's looking down the street at the gate, and it's just not centered right. Let me take a peek at this real quick. Give me a second. Yep, that's what it is. I think that one is live also. I think it's just the one where the guy's on the ambulance. It's not live, but that's looking down the street there towards the gate where they bring the vans in and out. Oh boy. Okay, so where was I? So the local Portland police, they're not assisting ICE. They're not making any arrests. They're not doing anything to assist at all. So that's just a bunch of crap. Um, they're using sound trucks with big speakers, to urge the crowd to do the right thing. Um, the crowd was just not that big. That's the bottom line. There also was counter protesters that showed up today. Several of them were physically removed by federal agents. Um, well, whatever. All right, so that's pretty much what I got there. The help is being offered to Portland, and they don't want it. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like your city cops are all fighting and getting their ass kicked, but they don't want to call the county. Even though they're literally getting their ass kicked, they don't want to call the county. We got to stop the childish bullshit, you know, the testosterone, and we got to allow the people to come in that can come in and stop all this mess. Yeah, well, and that deploribus, that's what that story sounded like. It sounded like some conservatives or some right wingers, as they call us, showed up and started waving a flag, and they were immediately tackled and arrested. Yeah. Yeah, boy, it's bad. It's really just a shithole place. Um, but Portland and, well, New York for that matter, Chicago, Baltimore, these are all examples of what happens when the left runs a city. And the further to the left the city runs, the more out of control it is. And what's funny is these left cities, these leftist counties, these leftist states, all these blue areas, they're the ones soaking up the resources from this country so fast. While states like Texas and Florida and different places that are doing really well, we don't run any debt and we're actually paying all our bills. So it could be better, but I don't know why people can't look at the numbers, look at the math, look at the numbers, and you can see who actually runs a better city, see who runs a better county, see who runs a better state. I don't know what else to tell you. I think that the right certainly runs a better country as well. I mean, my lord, I don't know how you can even argue with that. But welcome everybody tonight. If you're new to our channel, this is Starship Adventures, and we do all kinds of stuff here. I'm broadcasting live from my personal studio here behind my home in North Fort Myers, Florida. We are on fiber optic, broadcasting worldwide on YouTube, the largest broadcast platform in the world. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth on Starship Adventures, and my name is Ian, and it's good to be with you tonight. We've got some great topics to discuss. We're going to be doing tropics and science and space and all that bull stuff later, and we're going to see how that goes. Right now we're talking about the civil unrest, and we'll talk about that for a little while longer, and then I'm trying to drift away from that. Not trying to get into any hard politics tonight, and I am going to be going off a little early tonight. I was on, just so you guys know, I did 7 hours of broadcasting on Saturday, my day off, and I did another 4 hours of broadcasting last night. So I'm spent. I'm a spent round right now. So I'm going to do this for a little while longer, and then we are going to. I'm going to go on to bed. Hey Sue, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining the crew. Um, you know what? When you look at, sometimes it's weird because you look at the whole situation with the left, and you kind of start thinking, man, they make a lot of bad decisions like right in a row. But let's not get into all that. All right, so that's what we've got on the civil unrest. I'm going to leave the civil unrest cams up here. The upper right corner, I'm watching for the cop choppers to show up. That is the actual live flight tracker for whatever this dump's called, Portland. And then we'll see if there's any aircraft there. And then I also have up radar omega, which it looks like I've lost one here. So let's go ahead and move this down. That power must have went out there because we got some pretty bad weather moving into these tower sites. And so let me go ahead and move everything up here. There we go. Got some storms coming into Memphis. Isn't it funny? No matter where you go in Tennessee, there's a country song written about it, or 12. I mean, maybe it was Memphis, it was Midnight in Montgomery, and my God, Nashville. There's been a million songs written about that place. I like to drive around. I drive around Tennessee. I love Tennessee, and it's funny because the whole time you're driving around, it's like you're driving through songs. Hey, Carlotta, how you doing tonight? It's the NCC 1701. Not bloody A, not bloody C. That's from Next Generation Relics. I was spoken by Jimmy Doohan. There you go. There you go. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for setting off my new alert. I really like that new alert. If you haven't seen it yet, hit the subscribe button. By the way, if you hit the subscribe button and my alert doesn't go off for you, it's because you've got your you have your subscriptions set to private, and you have to set those to public in order for me to be able to notify it out. So that's what that's all about. But anyway, earlier today we did have Glenn Willie join, and then last night we had Gene Williams and Rick Scott. I'm sure that's not the Rick Scott, maybe. And Chesley Wells and Monty Yackel. We had a bunch yesterday. So thank you guys. I actually have a running list now on my main console for OBS that tells me the names of my last 100 subscribers. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that guy in the ambulance was from yesterday. Everything else I think's live, but the guy in the ambulance was from yesterday. I don't know what do you do when you get a liberal on your roof? You poke it with a stick? Yeah, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe. Makes a big difference. Make sure you hit the bell. Remember, all my broadcasts on this channel now are manned broadcasts. They're either storm chasing, live drive, they're live coverage, or they are this show, The Sights and Sounds of Earth, at 9 p.m., 6 nights a week. The other channel, Starship After Dark, is all of my static feeds or unmanned feeds. And those are like scanners and radios and different kinds of studies and scientific things. And I do all kinds of stuff over there. But that was hurting my algorithms over here. My numbers have been much better since I made the split. And that channel just crossed 500, and thanks to some of you guys, Carlotta just broke 1,000, so we're getting there. And I've been stuck just under 17,000 for a while, and you guys got me over that hump, currently at 17,144. So thank you everybody for all of that. It does make a big difference. You know, when you're on TV or radio, it's all the Nielsen ratings, right? We all talk about the ratings. How'd you do in the book? What was your share in the 5P? What was your share on the 2555 demo? You know, we talk about it at work all the time. And but on YouTube, it's completely different. It's not Nielsen ratings. It's direct input. It's direct input, the exact number of minutes that you watch each of my videos. and the number of things that you do. Do you chat? Do you thumbs up? Do you, you know, do you comment on the video? Because that counts too after the fact. Um, and it's all those different things. And so YouTube's algorithms, instead of like at work where we have to go by this rating system, on YouTube it's direct input, it's exact numbers, and so um, it's difficult. It's difficult to get over the humps, but we're getting over them. And that's what you have to do. YouTube's algorithms are designed to cut the fat. They're designed to make the people who are not going to stick to it go ahead and give up, because it's a difficult thing. Only 1% of people who start YouTube channels are successful on YouTube. But still, that's still tens of thousands of successful people. So it's one of those things. Um, yep, the moon is beautiful tonight. Tonight is a harvest moon. Uh, Part of the reason they called it a harvest moon was because during this time of year it would give the farmers a light after dark so they could still finish up what they had to do out in the fields. All right, let's see here what else we got going on. We no longer have any severe thunderstorm warnings anywhere. Those have been allowed to expire. So there's really just not a whole lot going on. Let's see. I'm gonna run this again and see what else is going on out there. Give me a second here. And yes, I've switched to using Grok a lot more now than ChatGPT. I was all in with ChatGPT. I was even paying for it, um, but it's gotten so slow. I dropped the pay for it a while back, and now it's gotten so liberally biased. But that's still not the worst part. The worst part is it just won't cooperate with me so much. Um, Well, they're looking at 112 million year old insects that were trapped inside Ecuadorian amber. Does this sound familiar? Yeah, this is the storyline from um, Jurassic Park. But anyway, trapped inside Ecuadorian amber reveal ancient ecosystems. The amber discovered in the Napo province contains exceptionally preserved specimens, including ants, wasps, and flies from the Cretaceous period. Researchers from the American Museum of Natural History identified over 20 insect species, providing clues about pollination networks 112 million years ago. The find highlights Ecuadorian Aurelian Formation, or Aureliana Formation, as the hotspot for fossils amber, for fossil amber, adding studies on the early tropical biodiversity. Very, very interesting. What a find to be able to get insects from so long ago. You know, that whole thing about Jurassic Park, there's scientists that believe that's possible. That we will be able to, if we haven't already, been able to acquire enough DNA from within these chunks of amber that may still be viable, and cloning could still happen. So very interesting. I don't think we should probably do it, but they're going to do it anyway. um, Interstellar Comet 3I Atlas has been confirmed again to be from outside the Milky Way arm. Okay, it's confirmed to be from outside our arm of the Milky Way. So they're saying it's from even further out. A new spectral analysis by the James Webb Space Telescope shows the comet's composition matches material from the galaxy's Norma arm, far from our solar neighborhood. How the hell would they know that? It may carry organic molecules unchanged since the early universe, acting as a time capsule. Discovered in 24, the comet's trajectory suggested enter our solar system at 30 kilometers per second with a Ferelion. See, it's going to approach in 2025, which it already has. And it just went by Mars, and we got some good shots of it. I'm waiting to see some of those shots come in, and I have it. I'm hoping when I hit the thing over here in just a few minutes that maybe just maybe some of those shots have finally come in. Here we go. Okay, that's nothing. Also, I'm going to mention Comet Lemon in a little while too. It's going to be visible to the naked eye soon. It's going to be an early morning comet. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Stargate. There we go. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. Okay, so there we go. AI agents poised to revolutionize science research workflows. A natural guide details how AI tools like autonomous lab assistants can automate hypothesis testing, reducing human error in experiments by up to 40%. AI is going to revolutionize medicine. It's already started. The cures to all that ail us will be solved by AI. Do you realize AI is able to run tests and run simulations and run scenarios and think outside the box and run routines and think about things and run orders and lists and run scenarios, and it does it all at 10,000 times the speed that you can do it. And we can get as many of these machines as we want involved with one thing like cancer. What if we decided to put 100 of our best AI machines today on a cure for cancer? There's a real good chance that within a year we'd have it. And see, this is what's going to happen eventually, is people are going to start acquiring enough AI resources to start solving some of these really big problems. I think medicine is going to be one of the biggest benefactors of AI, and it's one that people don't talk about. It's one that people don't think about much, but I absolutely believe that medicine and the cures for disease and the cures for cancers and the cures for everything from arthritis to the common cold, I think it's all a matter of sequencing. It's all a matter of running enough tests and doing enough research, and AI can now do that at such a faster rate that when they say we can't cure the common cold, I now believe that in my lifetime we will cure the common cold. It's coming. It's going to come so fast. This shit is growing exponentially right now. You guys have no idea. You know, computer storage and computer speed and computer cost and all that used to grow at about exponentially about every 3 to 5 years, and then once we got to Windows 7, it was about growing exponentially about every 18 months at that point, where you could buy twice as much memory in 18 months for the same amount of money. You could have twice the speed for the same amount of money. You could have, so everything was growing at that rate. With AI, it's growing exponentially every 6 months. And it's doing it with multiples of multiples of multiples. And the multiples are all starting to work together. Yes, it's scary. Yes, I know. But hey, it's going to cure everything before it kills us all. It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you, it's actually going to cure cancer. It's coming. I can't wait. You know, cancer has taken a number of my cats. Cancer's taken several of my family members. Uh, Cancer has taken several good friends over the years, and I that's one I want to get with a vengeance because I think if I live long enough, it'll eventually get me. I as a firefighter all those years, you know, I was in a lot of different environments that were not good, and so I worry about stuff like cancer. That's one reason I don't really smoke very much, and that's another reason why I don't drink at all. I've just kind of gotten to the point where I'm kind of worried about my health going forward. I've seen so many of my friends that I used to work with all dying of cancers. Um, and we had a situation here years ago where a bunch of firefighters in a neighboring county responded to a pesticide plant that was on fire. And they get there and this thing is burning, and these guys go in and do what they're supposed to do, right? They go in, they crawl in there, they put the fire out. They're all dead. The first due, the second due, the third due, every engine company, they're all dead now. I went to all the funerals. I was on the honor guard. I went to all the funerals, one after another, and they were all the firemen on. They were all young men on that pesticide fire, and in 10 or 15 years, we had buried them all. You don't think about stuff like that, but when you were a firefighter for many years, like I was, and even I did other jobs too. You know, I responded into hurricane areas and went into a lot of questionable environments. You guys realize how many firemen we've lost? More firemen to strange cancers after 9/11 than we've lost during 9/11. When they say we lost 2,907, let me tell you something. We've lost 15,000 people to 9/11 that would still be alive today. The number is staggering. So when someone mentions to you, hey, we lost 2,500 people, we lost 2,900 people. No, no, no. That's how many we lost that day. But all my brothers and sisters that went down there to dig, and God knows I signed up to go too, and they didn't take us. All of my brothers that went there and dug, looking for our brothers down in the dirt and in the rubble, all those guys, they're all dying. They're all dying. Most of them are dead. Most of these guys have spent the first 5 or 6 days down there, only taking a break long enough to sleep for a few hours in the middle of the night. They're all dying. They're all dying of cancers. It's not talked about much. There's a lot of these tunnel to tower foundations and stuff that have been started because of all these orphan kids and all these fatherless marriages now because of this. It's just something a lot of people don't think about. No, they were not, Junior. No, no. Now, if they had to crawl down in a hole, they'd put an air pack on. There wasn't enough air packs in the world. We had 3 or 4, 500 guys digging at one time, and every bottle that you see on their back lasts exactly 20 minutes, or it lasts 15 to 25 minutes under a load. Now I want you to think how many bottles it would take. They would have to get 10 or 15 trucks running constantly. They'd have to have air. You'd have to have the bottles have to be taken somewhere and filled. And if you fill the bottles on scene using an on scene system, you run the risk of contaminating the air in the bottles. So it's logistically almost impossible to run a really large operation and keep your guys in air packs. You can't do it. It's not going to happen. And at the time, I don't think they 100% understood that it needed to happen. There was a lot of guys wearing filter masks. There was a lot of guys wearing like the M3s, the M9s. There's a lot of guys wearing those like hospital masks, anything they could find. And those all helped. They kept a lot of those asbestos particles and stuff out of their lungs. Yeah. Well, it's just, hey Sean, what's up, man? I just, it's just one of those things you just don't think about, you know? Uh, how many people die because of their occupational choices that they made. Um, Falling iguana alerts in a couple months. Yes. For those that don't know, we have iguana alerts down here. When it gets down below freezing down here, which it rarely does, every now and then it'll get down right to freezing all the way down into the Keys. And when that happens, they issue an iguana alert. And what that is, all these big yellow iguanas and the lizards, the big ones, the little ones, they're all up in the trees because that's where they sleep. If it gets below freezing, they literally freeze, and they don't die, they don't completely freeze solid, but they lose their ability to move. And when that happens, they fall off the branch and they fall down, and you wake up in the morning, you walk out, it looks like there's 3 or 4 of those dead critters out in your driveway. They're not dead, you just have to warm them up and they'll run away. As soon as the sun comes up and hits them, they'll start moving. You'll see that little leg start going, and next thing you know, they're gone. Um, anyway, I didn't know if someone actually got a concussion. We joke around about it down here. Iguana alert. Uh, Doctor, let me put that in my show notes. Let me put that in my show notes because I can't do it now. All right, I got that in my show notes. Deploribus. Um, yeah. The iguana thing's a weird deal down here. They're not really indigenous. They've been brought down here and released, and they prosper in this environment. Not as much here as the Keys. They are big down in the Keys. All right. So they were able to turn the rover's nav cam up towards this comet, and they were able to photograph it. Now, I don't know if these two particular photos are going to do anything, but it just, all it shows is a little streak of light. But it's interesting that we're getting all of these different pictures from all these different places. Now, there is one particular piece of equipment on around Mars that can take a really good picture as it goes by. That's the one I'm waiting to see. Um, yeah, they captured an image of it with a camera that's not designed to capture stars. It's a nav cam. It's designed to look forward as it's moving, so it can see where it's going. Um, we talked about Comet Lemon last night. With so much attention on interstellar I3 Atlas, it's easy to forget local comet brightening so rapidly that ordinary skywatchers will soon be able to see it with their own eyes. We did talk about this last night, and I'll bring it back up in a couple of nights as it is actually visible to remind you guys to go check it out. Um, yeah, Sue, I've heard nightmares about those things. And they are an invasive species. Down here, there's so many of them in Cape Coral, believe it or not, that every couple of years they'll issue an open season. You can go out and shoot them as long as you don't hurt nobody. And they'll go medieval on them because they eat all of our little ground owls that we have out there, and they eat all the little critters, and they're very aggressive. They'll eat anything. And they are omnivores. They'll eat whatever they can get their hands on. Yeah, deplorabus. They're not good. I'm not a big fan either. They don't necessarily make a good day for anybody. They're neat looking things, but I don't want one. It is neat to go down to the Keys and be sitting there under a tiki hut, with the tiki torches burning, the whole Key West lifestyle. And you're sitting there and it's the sunset and it's starting to get dark. And you look up and there's three or four of them up in the tree looking down at you. And I mean, they're 4 foot long, 3 foot long. They're big. And then little ones running around. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Hey, Red, what's up? He takes contracts on iguanas. I love it. Oh, man. All right. Well, I want to welcome the people who have found us in here tonight. This is Starship Adventures. My name's Ian, and I'm broadcasting this show, The Sights and Sounds of Earth, live from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. I'm in a little town here called Fort Myers, and we are broadcasting over fiber optic worldwide on the largest broadcast platform in the world, and that would be YouTube. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I'm going to be on for a little while longer. It is going to be an abbreviated show tonight, as I worked 8 hours on my day off on Saturday on a broadcast here, and I did over 4 last night, and I didn't get much sleep. So because of that, I am going to go ahead in about 20-30 minutes or so, and I'm going to shut this bad boy down and go to bed. All right, but anyway, this is Starship Studios. We also run Starship After Dark. Please hit that notification bell here on this one. And because everything I do here is manned, it's hosted. So when your alert bell goes off, it's something that I'm personally doing. It's not an automated thing or an unhosted or unmanned thing. Was it a boohoo Band-Aid or was it a ambulance? Did he call 911? Oh boy, Red. Yes, I know. We're hearing rumblings here too. Of course, rumblings don't mean anything, but you do have to listen to them because about half the times the rumblings are real. Yeah, Sue, I broadcast up to 9 streams out of here. I have 8 Windows 10 machines and 1 Linux machine. And I can broadcast 9 streams. If you go over to Starship After Dark, here on YouTube, you will find about 5 streams going right now, live streams, showing you scanners and different things out of different towns and amateur radio stuff and Railfan. I got all kinds of stuff up over there, and that's what we do over there. That's what all these other screens you're seeing in this room are. When you see all these computers, that's over there, way over on the right by the door. That's the Linux machine, and then we have the black computer, the burgundy computer, the blue computer. That's 3 different broadcast computers there. And then back over here, I've got purple, I got pink, I got gold, and I got green. And they're all color coded. And then this one is red, the one you're on right now, the big one. This has 7 screens. It starts over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one up here is 6. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's it. 6 right there. And then these back here are all other broadcast computers, all the way back around, and then the 2 up top back there. That's all different broadcast computers. I use HP thin clients. I'm going to be slowly switching those out with gaming computers as I build them. I have 2 supercomputers now, and eventually I want to replace everything out with supercomputers. I also stream 2 Broadcastify streams out of here. That's like scanner feeds, and I do a lot of different broadcasting and coverage and different things here. When there's hurricanes, I have auxiliary power here, I have fiber optic that stays up during storms, and we stay online. We broadcast live during the storm if we can. Um, and so, yeah, it's this whole idea here, guys, just so you know. I think you guys have heard me say this 100 times, some of you, I'm sorry. Um, I got this idea from the control room at the TV station. I used to love when there was something big going on. I would go in there and sit for 10 minutes behind the producer. And I could sit there or sit over on the side console. I could sit there and in 5 minutes see everything that's going on. All of our local reporters, all the national news coming in, all of our feeds, all of our webcams, all of blah, 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 like 50 views going on. And I could see everything that's going on in the world, including the radar, the temperatures. I mean, everything was up on this board, everything. And I'm like, that is what I want to watch at home. When there's a protest or a riot, that's what I want to watch at home. I don't want a guy switching from 1 to 3 to 5 to 3. I want to see all the screens at one time, like ADD time. And so that's where I got this idea. Let me see if there's any live video from that. I'll pull it up. When did this start? Why it's not on the national websites? Holy shit. All right, stand by. There you go. Great. As soon as I get it, it goes out. They'll get it back. That's the only live view, and it just went out. I'm going to leave it up. Um, you know, there's always reports that there's going to be more attacks, and there will be one day. I have no idea. It's one of them things. Why is this thing? I don't know, guys. It's weird. It's like the feed went out, but I don't see people in the chat room talking about the feed being out. Let me reset it. Yep, that's it. They're just putting out a blank screen. Somebody put in the chat room, is it safe to go outside? And someone else goes, yeah, walk right up to it. my lord, I love it. Hey, the lone silencer, what's going on? Yeah, throw a sub on there. Make the bell ring. I'd appreciate that. They're trying to get that signal back up. In the meantime, I'm going to try to find another signal or another one. All right, here we go. Another one's been posted that looks like I think they had to restart it. Here we go. All right, hang in there, guys. Yeah, my stream works best on a big old 50-inch TV. I can tell you that. I had somebody complain to me the other day. I watch your stream and it sucks. And I'm like, what do you watch it on? Well, I watch it on my Galaxy S10. I'm like, well, there you go. It's designed to be watched on computer screen in full screen or on a television. I I'm providing a certain kind of coverage. You know what I'm saying? I can't provide like one stream for people with phones that only has one view and another stream that has all the different views. So it is what it is. Most people now are gearing things to be viewed on a phone. I'm not. I'm my stuff works best on a bigger screen. Um, yes, I do remember that, Sue. That kind of just came and went, didn't it? Just like so many other things. All right, here we go. Fire broke out today at a Dow plant Bravo in Freeport, Texas. Actually, it started, just started recently here. The incident occurred at a facility located in Brazosport Boulevard near the Nolan Ryan Expressway in Brazoria County. The site is Dow's largest integrated operations facility, spanning approximately 7,000 acres and producing nearly half of the company's U.S. products. This could affect things beyond this. This could affect economy. This could affect prices. We'll have to see. It involved a large structure within the plant. First responders were immediately dispatched to the scene to address the structural fire. Authorities confirmed the fire's location inside Dow Plant B, but provided no specifics on the exact structures that were affected. Eyewitness accounts and initial social media video captured the moment of the explosion, igniting the blaze. The cause remains, of course, under investigation, with no official confirmation from Dow or authorities yet as to the cause. Photos and videos shared on social media, including by those on local news, KHOU 11. That's who we're watching now. Um, if it'll come back up here. There it goes. Injury details are still being assessed. There has been no official reports of injuries. All employees at the plant were accounted for shortly after the fire started. The safety procedures in these big plants are amazing. They've got muster stations, communications, and they know what to do in an emergency. And it looks like the plan worked because they got all the men out. That's the main thing. And I use the word men very loosely. I'm sure women work there too. Uh, no shelter in place order has been issued for the community because there's such a buffer zone around this place that I guess they haven't felt that it's necessary. They're advising there's no immediate risk to surrounding areas. Dow's internal emergency response team successfully limited the spread to the affected area. Um, they have shut down things and did what they had to do to prevent off-site escalation, according to the company's updates. On-site firefighters joined local firefighters in suppression efforts. This is common. These big plants like this, they'll have their own engine companies. Some of them may even have a ladder. They'll have their own little firehouse. They'll have 4, 5, 6 guys that get paid very well to be the firefighters there at that plant, and they train with and work with the local fire departments, and they become one force if something happens on that plant. Um, yeah, Carr, this could be a lot of people. You know, they could be making fake Christmas trees in there right now or something. Um, yeah, Sue, the drone swarms came and went, and that was never explained. You'll never get an explanation on this stuff. Um, yeah, there you go. I'm sure it looks good on that monitor too. I don't know. It's one of those things. If it's on a little phone, though, it's not going to look good. Man, that guys, that is a hell of a fire. Now, I'm a retired fire chief. You guys know that, and I've responded to a lot of different conflagrations, and I will tell you that that's a big fire right there. The amount of glow that you're getting on the bottom of that smoke. Now I know that that's being assisted a little bit by the lights in the parking lots and stuff, but look at the amount of orange glow that you've got. The clouds, the cloud of smoke is actually being illuminated orange by the fire. That's a large fire right there. All right, I'm going to continue. I'm continuing to look for additional feeds as they come online. And I know more people will be coming online. But right now, this is the only game in town. Let's see if I can find anything on local media. Let's try this again. trying to see if I can find some more feeds. It's going to be the same one. Guys, that is the only live shot that I'm able to find right now. Crazy enough. No, that is literally it. Huh. Wow. Okay, well, that's and now that just switched to something else. That's just awesome. They only maintained that stream for 12 minutes. I think they're having some issues. That's it. It went out, and that's it. So we don't have, we no longer have anything out of there. But I'm going to be continuing to look. Damn. Nothing. That's it. Hey, Pam. try. There is just nothing. There's nothing on this. We got a huge factory burning, and nobody's got eyes on it. Yeah, that's who was providing the live feed, but is KHOU. But it went down, so I'm hoping that they'll get it reestablished, and I'm checking to see. Hopefully, it'll come back up. No, I haven't done a whole lot of ranting tonight. I'm too tired. Guys, I was on over 4 hours last night, and then I got up at 6:30 this morning because I have a loved one that had was moving from one facility to another today, and it was a very long, complicated day. That I just got out of there in time to get to work, and then I produced a 3 hour radio show there, and then I came here and I put this thing together, and now we are an hour and 18 minutes into this one, and I'm on no sleep at all. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to shut this down, another 10 or 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to go to bed because that's what I have to do. Um, yeah, this fire is very new. That's why they're having a hard time because nothing's in place. It's probably out there a little bit. I'm surprised we got that nice shot that we did for a few minutes. But man, that's a hell of a fire. Holy crap, that's a hell of a fire. Nothing. No, I've been going to the websites of the actual TV stations, and nobody has anything up yet. All right, I don't see anything else here. So there we go. I can't find anything else there right this minute. I think I see this. This is down pretty close to the coast. Yeah, guys, believe it or not, I think I can see the explosion on radar Omega. I'm not sure, but that's right where it is on the map. I'm sitting here looking at it on the map, directly south there of Houston, and that's where it is, right along the coast, right there. And I think what we're seeing there is the initial plume of the explosion. Do you guys see that as it goes through the loop? There's like an anomaly there that's different. Believe it or not, that I do believe that we were able to pick up that explosion on the radar. That's interesting. Um, let's see if we got any shots here of anything. Let's start replacing these out. These are all in that area. These are the three closest cameras to that. I don't see anything in any of them, but I put them up anyway. Those are the only three cameras I have in the Houston area. Two of them are south of Houston, and they're over in that area. Um, that plant's right down here, right in this area right here. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Nope. Still nothing. Very interesting. All right, guys, let's see what else we have here. I'm trying to get more info also. Yeah, and there's no more facts coming out right now. Um, Red, I saw your message from earlier. No, but I will. Let's do something. Let's plan something for the 20,000. I would love to. It's going to take a little while. I'm a little stuck right now, but I did get 300 subs in the last couple days, and that was good. That was nice to get me up over the hump a little bit. Um, yeah, I know it's interesting. You can't rule out that this was a drone attack because those can be launched from anywhere at any time with only one person involved. So you can't rule that out. Let me just for shits see if we've got any aircraft ops going on. Nope, no aircraft ops up there that I see. Okay. Yep, I don't see anything there. Hey, what's up, Canna Club? Chicago. What's going on? And JM, glad you guys are here tonight. I was going to sign off a few minutes ago, but I'm just hanging in there to see if we can get some video back on this refinery that's burning up in Texas. What's with these Houston TV stations, dude? It's like they're all off the air or something. That would be cool. I can pay a lot more money and get the Doppler overlay for the radar, the flight radar 24. I just I don't think I would use it near enough to spend a hundred and something dollars on it. I pay for this silver plan, which gives me everything I need for broadcasting. So no, there's not a lot going on in Chicago tonight. As a matter of fact, most of the action we're seeing that you can see on the screens that are active there, um, we believe those are live. The daytime one with the cop car, um, not sure. But the other ones there, the top ones along the top, and also um, Methany there in that little window, I believe that's live. Maybe not. I don't know. I think I remember Methany from earlier. No, you're right. And they have, if they have no video of it, and there's nobody dying of it, you're right. It doesn't lead. It doesn't bleed. It doesn't lead. No, I get it. Trust me. I work at a TV station, but it's interesting. This is a big deal that could have huge ramifications on a lot of different things. We're talking about finances, supply chain. There's a lot of things that this could affect outside of just a localized fire. So yeah, I think it's a big deal. We had a great shot of it for about 5 minutes, and then it quit. Go, Methany, go. There's nothing is like nothing's having fun like getting all messed up and going to a Democrat rally. Um, yeah, I heard that they did move curfews up in Broadview, Illinois. Yes. Um, I don't know. This was a manufacturing plant. I'm pretty sure. I don't believe it was a gasoline refinery plant or anything like that. I know normally when we see one of these in Texas, it's a gas refinery that's going up, but this one is a Dow Chemical where they make plastics. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, it's a curfew. It's curfew. It's curfew. I hope it's worth it because it's against the Constitution. Oh, I really should turn the volume up on there because I'm sure that the wisdom coming out of that little head right now is something else. It's like everything's cool, and it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. So like I was thinking, like maybe I should go protest because like there's like other people protesting, and I don't even know what they're protesting, but I'm sure it's fun. I'm thinking about going myself, and I'm gonna wear that little hat that I got because it looks so cute. Better living through chemistry. We all talk smack about plastics and chemicals and things like that, we're where we are today because of it. Plastic has helped revolutionize the healthcare industry twice. Um, oh God. I can't wait to go protest again because I bought this big hat. It looks like a vagina, and I just love wearing my vagina hat. Um, yeah, there you go. Crazy folks. But I support their right to protest. I even support the right to wear vagina hats. Red, thank you very much, Red. I appreciate that more than you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't ask for supers, but when I get supers and also on my ad revenue, it all gets rolled back into the studio. It all goes back in to buy something. I took some of the last YouTube money and upgraded cameras. My cameras were crap, and I ended up buying two really nice web cameras, and I ended up keeping this phone. I told you the story last night about this phone. Um, Jingle Jordy, let me see if I can find it. I don't know who all's out here. Let me see. I didn't see anybody a little while ago. found somebody. Look who I found. I found Daddy Kitty. Pops, or Papa, or whatever you want to call him. Um, I know, Coco, you probably don't want to know. Truthfully, you probably don't want to know. Look at the luxuriant tail that this. I mean, just absolutely luxuriant. I don't normally use that word, but I will on this case. Um, well, there you go. This cat here, his name is Daddy Kitty, and I've explained this before. So if you've heard the story, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell it again real quick. Daddy Kitty wandered up here with a badly broken leg, and we tried to catch him, but he was feral, and we were going to have him put down because it was his bone was hanging out. It was disgusting, and it must have hurt horrible. And we tried to catch him, and we couldn't get him. We couldn't get him. We couldn't get him. We weren't supposed to catch him, is what it was. Went away for a while, came back. The leg was fine. Walking on it. It's amazing. Cats can heal. They heal up pretty good when they're young. So cat showed back up. The leg was better, limping a little bit. Before long, the limp was gone. The leg was completely healed. And he started coming around, hanging around with us, wanting human love, human contact. And it just got better and better and better. And then all of a sudden, one day, we take in a kitten. And we realize he loves kittens. He wants to raise kittens. He loves nothing more than to lay in a box full of kittens, like a mama kitty. And so that's why I named him Daddy Kitty. He gets that special title. Even though I'm not sure that he actually ever fathered any kids himself. We have some dates that almost match up with another cat here, but I don't think he's his dad really. But he helped raise that cat. And then every cat since then, we've taken in mamas with kittens, we've taken in kittens without mamas, we've taken in ones their eyes weren't even open yet, and we're feeding them with bottles, and this cat's there. The moment we show up, he hears the meowing in the box, and he freaks out, because those are his kittens. Those are his. And he goes in there and immediately goes in and jumps down in there and licks them and cleans them and does all the things you're supposed to do. And he's a fixed male. We did get him fixed once he started trusting us. We took him and got his nuts cut off. There's nothing like earning an animal's trust like grabbing it and taking it and having its nuts cut off. You're welcome. I love my kitties. Yep, he's a ginger. He's a beautiful ginger, though. He doesn't much like going in the house. He likes to be outside. Cats that grew up mostly outside, they get a little claustrophobic inside. He'll go lay inside. It's okay, but he ain't much on it. He used to come in the bedroom in there and lay with the kittens, but then every few hours he'd want to get up and go out because he just get a little claustrophobic in there. He just not used to being inside house. Tripod kitty. Cats can do fine on 3 legs. It doesn't matter which ones. It's not perfect, but what do they have to do? It's not like they have to hold down a job or anything. They just have to walk between the shit box and the food bowl, and they're happy. So yeah, I mean, that's the neat thing about cats. They heal up great. He healed up his leg. I can't even tell you now which leg it was. Even if I look at him, I can't tell, because he just healed up perfectly. But yeah, cats are an amazing thing. I love them. Dogs are good too. I'm not anti-dog. I'm not big on dogs. I like cats. Cats to me, dogs have a lot more activity. They have a lot more interaction. They have a lot more. They're needy and all that. That's all fine. Cats love you. They've got more of a love. They walk up. They want to be with you. They want to lay with you. They want to hang out with you. They look in your eyes. They want to understand you. There's just something about cats that's different. And yeah, I do. I love my cats. I really, really do. So, man, I really wish I could see what's going on at that fire. That whole place could be burning up. We don't know. I know they don't got it under control because I doubt they've even got anybody there. You don't send somebody into something like that. There was when I was a rookie firefighter, they used to show us these videos on VHS tapes, and some of them were really good, and um, they showed us this one video of this department that got called to a chemical plant fire, and they dispatched and they're responding, and the first engine arrives on scene. The chief is 3 miles away when the explosion happens, and it blew the windshield into the vehicle and it blew the lights off the roof when it hit the chief's vehicle. The shockwave damaged the second due engine that was 4 minutes away and almost made it to where it couldn't respond. And the original engine that was on scene, they never found a single piece of those men. All they found of that engine was they found the two frame rails and they found the engine block separated. It was a full-size fire engine. And not today's fire engine either. I'm talking about 35, 40 years ago's fire engine. Kitty, no, I'm broadcasting. Let's not get on the mouse, all right? And yeah, they lost guys. A bunch of guys got killed in that. And the whole moral to the story was, don't, only fools rush in. But these guys had no idea. It wasn't like they totally screwed up or anything. They had no idea. Yeah. I've seen three-legged dogs and three-legged cats. They don't even realize there's anything wrong with them. uh, Sue, this is a great place to watch hurricanes. My screen name is Hurricane Ian. My specialty above everything else, my specialty is hurricanes. I've been studying them my entire life. I've lived down here. I chased them. I go be in them when they're not coming to be over me. And I love hurricanes and I love chasing them. I actually have remote control cameras. I've got 3 sets of cameras that have the air cards, and I built them into boxes. And these cameras, I take them out where the storm's going to hit, and I strap them onto the power poles up 15 feet where people can't reach them. I got an extension ladder, and then when the storm hits, we actually can see the water rising and everything else, and it works. It works really well. All right, let's see here. Um, yeah, the Texas City, Texas explosion. That was bad. That was bad. There was some bad. I mean, they used to show us these horror flicks, man. When you're in school, they show you blood on the highway and stuff like that. Well, when you become a rookie fireman, they show you these horrible films where all these firemen died, and one of them was the Ford dealership in Hackensack, New Jersey, and they lost 5 or 6 guys in there, and they yelled for help on the radio for 10 minutes, and those commanders had no idea what they were doing. They were completely out of their league and out of their element, listening to their guys die on the radio. Guys from other departments responded to the fire without even being called because they heard the guys yelling for help on the radio. It was just bad. They got locked in one of those mechanics cages, and the roof came down and they couldn't get out. And they laid in there until the air in the bottles ran out. You could hear the bells ringing. They knew they were dying. And it never got to them. They never got to them. And so, yeah, there's always those scare videos, and boy, they work too, because In this case, these were all real stories, you know. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be signing off here in about 10 minutes, guys. That'll be 2 hours. That's all I'm doing. I can't do any more tonight. I'm really hurting. Daddy Kitty, he's up for another hour, but I'm not. I can't do another hour. Do you want to stay out here and do it? I'll leave it on. You, he don't talk much. You probably wouldn't be entertained. Um, you're moving the screen all around, Bubba. I didn't go through the tropics in depth tonight, but I normally do go through the tropics. But let me tell you guys, there's no change. The storm that's out there that they're looking to form is looking to turn north. There's another small blob down in the Bay of Campeche that's looking to form in the Bay of Campeche down by the Yucatan Peninsula. That's probably not going to form into anything. It's just a minor thing. So really, right now, there's nothing to look at, and we are coasting towards the end of season. We are right now 3 weeks past peak on hurricane season, and we are cruising our way through October. Once we get to the end of October, that's it. You generally don't get any bad hurricanes after October. So we just have to get through the rest of this month. I'm telling you guys, this is going to go down as one of the slowest ass, most worthless hurricane seasons ever, and most of us like it that way because we don't want to get our shit destroyed. To me, it's a two-edged sword. I love hurricanes. I want to see as many of them as I can. But on the same token, I don't want to see anybody get hurt by a hurricane, which is all these things seem to do. So, I've got that duality there where I love these things. I want to see them. I want to study them. I want to be fascinated by them. I want to broadcast about them. I want to ride them out. I want to be inside the eye. But the flip side of that is I don't want nobody to go through what we've had to go through here with Ian. I don't want nobody to have 4 feet of water in their house. My house here is high enough. I'm out of the flood zone, but my mother's house took 4 feet. The house I grew up in took 4 feet. And then it's been flooded twice since then. Two other hurricanes. House has sat there since '69, never had water in it, and that's had water in it 3 times in 3 years. Oh, the Portland PD just showed up. What are you doing, Daddy? Daddy Kitty. Have a good night, Dominic. I'm getting ready to sign off myself in just a minute. All right, thanks for being here, everybody, guys. I got to tell you, when it comes to this kind of coverage, I hope you guys find this useful. I hope you find it something unique, because this is definitely unique. It's not, Kitty, God bless, you're all over the keyboard. This is why I can't broadcast with cats in here, because they don't get it with the keyboard. He just keeps getting up and sitting right back down on the keyboard. Getting up, sitting right back down on the keyboard. This one here doesn't get it at all. I'm literally holding him off the keyboard right now. It's ridiculous. He's just nuts. Oh, he's done something. This thing's locked up. Oh, there we go. I got it. All right. There we go. You're a pain in the ass, Daddy Kitty. You know that? Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. Have a good one. All right, guys. I guess that's it. Everybody, have a good one out there. I'll be back tomorrow night. I did 2 hours tonight, which is more than I thought I was going to do. Let me tell you that. I am so tired. I'm going to head to bed, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I will be back on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. as normal. and we will be doing that. And I'm also going to be doing. I've got a few radio things coming up. I'm doing. And I am taking a trip at the end of the month up to the cabin for a while. And when I do take that trip up to the cabin, I'm going to be doing a lot of radio and stuff. So I've been working on the car. And I know I talked to you guys. Remember that I told you guys I wanted to fix those fog lights on my car? They're like driving lights. They're damaged. I looked under there. They're all damaged. So I was able to buy 2 brand new replacement ones for $42 delivered to the house on Amazon. I was surprised. They're an aftermarket. So I went ahead and ordered them. All I have to do is take the bumper off the front, which is not as hard as it sounds. And then the lights it's 4 bolts. They come right off. The new ones go on. The bulbs go in. And I've got LED amber bulbs to go in them, which is going to be really, really cool. So while I'm on my trip, one day when I'm up there, I will work on my car up there. I'm trying to get everything in there working and fixed and everything, so it's going to be good. Other than that, that's about what I have. I'm glad you guys liked the show. I'm glad you liked the format. I hope that it's something that you guys get enjoyment out of. And I will be back tomorrow night. We'll do it again. And if something breaks, go to the Discord and put it in the one called Breaking News Only. That one is supposed to set off an alert on my phone, and it has worked a couple times. So if you put something in there like, hey, there's a big explosion, that should alert me. If it's something big enough and there's enough video, I'll go live. I really want to go live as much as I can. It doesn't have to be just 9 o'clock at night. So anyway, all right, anything else real quick in the chat room before I go? Anything else? Anything else for you, Daddy? All right, well, it's been my pleasure. I'm going to give it just a second to let the chat room catch up. And don't forget Starship After Dark over there. And this is going good, guys. At this rate, in a couple of years, we'll have a huge channel. It'll be a lot of fun. And you guys will have been here since early on, and that'll be great. It's taken me 5 years to get to this point. I built the studio. We got 17,000 subs. It's taken 5 years to get all that done. So it's been a hell of a trip, and I'm glad you guys are here to do it with me. All right, everybody, that's going to be it. My name's Ian. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth, and we are live on YouTube, the largest broadcast platform in the world, broadcasting from my studio in the backyard, Starship Studios. And I will see you guys tomorrow night right here. Have a safe tomorrow. Have a good night. All right, be safe out there, everybody. 7 3s. We'll see you tomorrow night. 7 3s.